Alright guys, this is going to be a video for a squad builder, for the starting squad builders for any of the top 4 at the back meta formations, be it 4-2-3-1, which is probably going to be the most common one, the 4-2-2-2 or the 4-4-2, or if you're feeling like trying something new, I don't know where you would, but in case you want to try a 4-4-1-1, that could work as well. So yeah, let's just get into the video, and I'm going to be showing you ways in which you can work up to the squad and ways you could replace certain players in the squad with cheaper alternatives until you can actually get to the point where you can afford this entire squad, because to be honest, this entire squad is probably going to cost around 350k depending on how fast you can get it. I would definitely recommend doing bronze pack method at the start SBCs. It's very easy to make 200k at the start with doing the start objectives, bronze pack method, squad battles, etc. So yeah, so getting the two main players in the squad is going to be really easy if you do the bronze pack method and the other things I told you about. I think you can already guess who the striker is going to be. I know it's cliche, but it's obviously going to be Ben Yedder. Don't let anybody tell you different, like they know some overpowered striker with a 2-star weak foot, and just because he's faster, 5-star weak foot is going to be the most meta type of card, most meta type of performance in game, regardless of what anyone tells you. And if you don't pick him up fast enough, he is going to skyrocket in price. I promise you that. Last year he started off at 25k, that's what I bought him for, and in a week or two he was 75k. As for this year, since he's gone up by 1 overall if I'm not mistaken, I predict he's going to go up to 125k, maybe even a little more. The faster you get him, obviously, the better. So yeah, he is going to be your main striker or one of your strikers depending on the formation you're going to go for. Now, this next player I'm going to go for is someone who was very famous this year on FIFA. And by this year I mean FIFA 20, Saint Maximin. So yeah, he's an excellent card. I'm going to show you. 4-star, 5-star. 4-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. He has the agility, the balance. That's basically all you're going to need on the wide cam or the wing. So yeah, he is a very good card to buy, and don't let his overall fool you and the fact that he has only 70 shooting. If you have started FIFA 20 very late, or you probably didn't play FIFA 20, I know some of you haven't, and you think this card is going to be cheap, he is not. He is definitely going to be expensive. I predict 15-25k. It could be anything between that, maybe even more. It depends on the amount of hype from the community and YouTubers. So yeah, he's definitely going to be very good. He's not going to be that great at shooting and passing, obviously, but trust me, his dribbling is on the ball movement is going to be absolutely excellent, especially with the new R2 dribbling that's been added to the game. This guy is going to have the sticky ball effect like you wouldn't believe. Now the next most obvious 5-star weak-footed striker, or cam if you will, and I think everyone knew I'm going to put him in because it's fairly obvious, Dembele. Last year he was right wing, this year he is a left wing. So yeah, we're going to put him in there, and I know some people are going to come at me because I'm going to be putting him on 7 chem once he's got all the links, of course. And some people are going to come at me because he's 7 chem. Trust me, there is no difference between 7 and 10 whatsoever. Don't let anybody tell you different. I know it can feel like you're getting disadvantaged during games, or this DDA against you or something like that. Trust me, that's just the DDA. It would happen to you regardless of whether he was 7 or 10. So yeah, I'm going to place him on 7. Don't overthink it, please. I already know I'm going to get heat for this, because people love to have 10 chemistry on all their players in the starting squads, thinking that's going to really affect. It really won't, trust me. Alright, so now for the CDM. and he is going to be your defensive oriented CDM, and that is Matuidi. Now this card, I'm not very sure what it's going to be because he has moved to the MLS. Let's just see his stats. So yeah, he has decent pace, decent defensive and physical stats, nice aggression for a start, decent agility as well. 83 agility for the start is excellent, and he's 5'11", medium high work rates. He is going to be one of the most meta CDMs at the start of the game who are affordable. However, I don't know whether him moving to Inter Miami is going to influence his price being dropped a fair bit, or is it just going to be high at the start of the game just because he's 83 overall. Regardless of what the price is going to be, he is going to be an excellent card. And yes, there are cheaper alternatives to him, so we'll look at that later. But for now, yeah, he is excellent, and until you can afford the Kantes and so on, he is going to be probably the go-to CDM. So yeah, Matuidi. Now for the next attacker, who is going to be another white cam other than Saint Maximin, Yeda and Dembele are going to be a striker and cam. Yeda the striker, Dembele the cam. The other attacker is going to be Delson Martens. Or is it Delson Martens? I really don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, you get the point. He's got a 3-star weak foot, 5-star skill move, so he's going to have excellent movement. He's going to have excellent agility, and trust me, he is going to be very rapid, very, very rapid. With 94 acceleration, sprint speed, 94 agility, and 92 balance, with 86 stamina. Yeah, at the start of the game, he's going to move. He's going to move very well. There are no traits. I don't think he has traits, but even if there was, it wouldn't show up this early on football. So either way, he's very short, he's very agile, he's very good for the wings to bring the ball down the wing and pass it to Yeda or Dembele to create the play. He's excellent. Since he is a 3-star weak foot, I would put him on the left in game so that he can sort of finesse the ball or finish near post depending on what is meta this year, and we don't know what is meta this year. However, if crossbody shots are meta, you would put him on the right so that he can use his right foot to hit across goal. You can see my mouse, across goal. And Saint Maximin would be on the left because he's got a 4-star weak foot, so he could hit across goal. Once again, if finesse is the meta this year, it would be the other way around. Delson would be on the left to finish with his right. Saint Maximin would be on the right to finish with his left. I know it's not going to be great because of 70 shooting, but that's the option you have now since it's the start of the game. So let's have a look at the other CDM, who will be your more attacking oriented CDM, if you will, or someone with a bit of technical ability or pace, if you will. And that's going to be someone who is meta every single year but very overlooked because of his nation, league and club, Golovin. He is very fast. He's got 80 pace. 80 pace for a CDM at the start is excellent, or CM if you will. He's got 88 stamina, which is excellent. He has excellent pace, excellent agility, okay balance, and everything else is pretty decent. And he is 4-star, 4-star, which is a massive plus, along with medium-high work rates. Sorry, this is high-medium work rates. Is it? No, wait, it's medium-high work rates. It's hard to read on football. Either way, he has excellent work rates, 4-star weak, 4-star skill moves, 5'11". He is not tall, he is not short, he is right in the middle, the perfect balance. Yeah, he is excellent, and he will not be that expensive. Maybe 5k, 6k, nothing more than that at the start of the game. So yeah, he's going to be excellent, and he gives a green link to Delson Martens, which is also good. So yeah, that is going to be your second CDM, attacking CDM, balanced CDM, whatever you want to call it. Now, for the left back, you can go Roussillon, but trust me, he's going to be ridiculously expensive, just like FIFA 20, 25k minimum. So I wouldn't go for him because I wouldn't spend much money on your left backs and right backs at the beginning of the game. I would go for a cheaper alternative like Kamara. But when I say cheaper, take it with a pinch of salt, relatively cheaper because he's got pace and he will be a tad bit expensive, but not as much as Roussillon, because trust me, Roussillon is going to be very hyped because he is very overpowered every year. So Kamara is a cheap alternative. If you have money, yes, go for Roussillon by all means. Now your centre back, every year very overpowered and he's fast, Upamecano. Nothing much to say about him. He's fast, he's decent. I forget how tall he is. Let's see, 6'1". That's decent. And he's got insane strength, so he can slam pretty well. Nothing much to say about him. He does have low acceleration, but trust me, you can't be too picky at the start of the game. So yeah, Upamecano. Second CD is going to be Kunda. Hope I didn't butcher the pronunciation. Sorry. So yeah, once again, let's see his stats. Now I know people are going to tell me he's 5'10". Trust me, at the start of the game, it really does not matter all that much. You're just going to be trying to catch up with attackers who are ridiculously fast, and people are going to be using the Rodrigos and Inaki Williams, St. Maximins, Ben Yedders, Dembeles, and all kinds of pace to abuse. So 77 acceleration sprint speed is excellent for the start of the game. He has decent defensive and physical stats, okay agility, balance, reactions, etc. For the start of the game, and especially for chemistry, he is good and he won't be too expensive. So yeah, he is a cheap option who can be upgraded later to Longley or Varane. So you can keep that in mind for chemistry purposes. I'm going to swap Dembele to get the green link here, so that balances it out. I'll apply the loyalty at the end of all this. I know you're wondering about the loyalty. Now for the goalkeeper, I'm going to go for the most cliche one. You already know what I'm going to put here if you've played FIFA 20. It's unbelievably obvious. Areola. He is very tall, 6'6" or 6'7" if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. He's 6'5", okay. Yeah, so that is extremely tall for the start of the game. He has decent stats, nice diving. Overall, basically height at the beginning of the game is going to be important. He is very tall. However, he is in the Premier League, he is French, he is 82 rated, and people are going to be using a lot of French teams. Don't expect this guy to be cheap. He's going to be minimum 15k. So, if you don't want to spend all that much on a goalkeeper, a good alternative, and I say good again, take that with a pinch of salt, an alternative rather, is Leconte or Leconte. Again, no idea how to pronounce these names, but he could be football. Can I replace that? Nope. Alright. You can use him in place, although I would recommend Areola because he's taller. Is he taller or am I making up stuff? He's most probably taller. Yes, he's only 6'1", he's 6'5". That's going to be important at the start of the game because people are going to be spamming a lot of finish shots because they don't like to break down the box. So yeah, I would recommend Areola. However, don't overthink it. Leconte would do the job as well. Focus on defending, not on your goalkeeper. Goalkeepers are very subjective. They're very inconsistent every single year. Don't overthink the goalkeeper, and I wouldn't spend money on a goalkeeper when I could be spending money on the rest of the team, especially the attack. I know people are going to tell me, why don't you spend the maximum money in the defense instead of the attack? Year after year, FIFA is just going to be getting more defensive. AI defending is getting buffed every single year, especially the new pitch notes has said the defending has been buffed and marking and tracking has been buffed as well. So I would be focusing a lot more on your attack because the AI is going to help you a lot in defense, and attacking AI, regardless of what they say, it is not going to be nearly as good as the defensive AI. So I would spend more money in attack at the start of the game and then work yourself up around the defense later on during the year. That is what I would do, and that is the best way to spend your money. The reason I've gone for Yeda and Dembele, trust me, they are going to be full meta until at the very least the end of December. So you seal both these positions, you don't need to change it. Maybe you can change Yedo to Heung-min Son. You could change that eventually. But again, Son is not going to turn as well as Yedo, trust me. Yedo is going to turn on a dime, Son won't. He would have better shots, yes. Son would have better shots. But Yedo is going to turn a lot better. A very ideal combo would be Yedo and Son next to each other in a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2. That would be most ideal. However, for now, these are the two most affordable meta cards with 5-star weak foots. I know people are going to be thinking, what about Dembele's 2-star skill moves? It has been updated here, as you can see. It's 5-star, 5-star. That was just a bug by EA. So it's 5-star, 5-star. Don't worry about it. Now for the right back. I went on and on about the team. The right back, what's his name? I keep forgetting this guy's name. Aguila, yeah. Yes, there are faster right backs who you can use, but again, it's going to cost you, and I really wouldn't recommend spending too much money at the start of the game on a right back or left back. Focus on the spine of the team. The spine. The striker, the cam, your CDMs, your centre backs, and last your goalkeeper, and only then worry about the wings. Make sure your spine is strong, because that is the most vulnerable part of your squad. So you're going to be using Aguila. If you want some more expensive alternatives, let's have a look what Footprint recommends. Anyone with pace, essentially. You could use Florenzi, but he's not all that fast. I don't see many fast options who are decent. He was used a lot last year, but trust me, he's going to be ridiculously expensive. He was last year as well, and he will be this year as well. Malcute or Malcuit, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but yes, he is another alternative. I don't know whether Aguila is going to be hyped this year for whatever reason, and they're going to make him more expensive than Malcuit, but regardless, these are two options for you, and you could move into other options later on. Again, don't over stress your wing backs or your full backs all that much. Let me turn on the loyalty so you can get an idea. With the manager, Dembele is going to be on 7, so don't worry about that. So let me just show you how this is going to line up in game. In a 4-2-3-1 narrow, Yeto is going to be your striker. Delson Martens here. I'm going to assume near post and finesse is going to be meta, but here again I don't know. We'll see. But assuming that's the case, Martens is here. Saint Maximin is here on the right cam. Dembele is your central cam. And this is what I would do. I will put Golovin on the left, Matuidi on the right. People are going to ask me why you not put Golovin on the right so that he can shoot crossbody. Yes, if crossbody is meta, put him on the right. However, if crossbody is not meta and finesses are meta or near post is meta, put him on the left. Regardless, he has a 4-star weak foot, so he will be good either side. So that's a very massive advantage. Matuidi is meta every year at the start, so no need to think about that. And the defense obviously stays as is. If people are wondering how to line up in a 4-4-2, I think it's pretty obvious. It's going to be pretty much the same thing, except Dembele is going to be your second striker. Yada here, Dembele here. Just because Dembele has a natural left foot, it doesn't really matter because it's a 5-star weak foot. Either way, if he has a natural tendency to use his left foot more than his right foot, even though it is a 5-star weak foot, it is better to put him here because he can hit the finesses or the near post. So that's something to keep in mind. Once again, Golovin on the right, Matuidi on the left, Saint Maximin on the right, Martens on the left, and the defense stays as is. And it's going to be the exact same lineup for a 4-2-2. If I can find it. Yeah. It's going to be the exact same lineup for a 4-2-2. and this is how it's going to look. Now, I'll talk about how you can change up this team for the future. So what formation was I using? 4-3-3, right? Yeah. Alright, let me just reset everything because it's all over the place. Okay. So, how to change up this formation for the future? Definitely replace Kunda. Every year it's very controversial on whether Varane or Longley is better. Some say Varane, some say Longley. Personally, I couldn't decide this year because the gameplay was very inconsistent, and by this year I mean FIFA 20. Either way, for the sake of argument or understanding, I'm going to put in Longley. It can be Varane again. Don't overthink it. So, Longley could be a good upgrade. Later on, you could move Dembele here and get another attacker. Who the attacker is going to be it's going to be very subjective. Ideally, you would farm and collect a bunch of coins without changing around this team too much, which I really recommend. Don't keep buying and selling players non-stop. You're going to lose a ton of tax, and it's barely going to help you at all in FUT Champs. I know you're going to be tempted to do it, but please don't. Please don't do that. My very strong recommendation, and I tell this to everyone every year, as fast as possible get Neymar. Get Neymar. I know he's going to be around 1.25 mil. Please get him. It doesn't matter. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cam, it doesn't matter. He is going to be ridiculously good. And I would get Kante somewhere around here. Of course, you're going to have to work around the cam, but definitely get Kante somewhere in. Kante is going to be excellent. Or if you have a ton of coins, I know some of you are very good traders, some of you aren't, but if you have a ton of coins, please get this guy. I can't tell you how ridiculously overpowered he is every year. If you have been wondering whether to buy him, I know the face stats look terrible. Trust me, he does not perform anything like them. He is going to be ridiculous, and he is going to last you till, at the very minimum, the end of February. So get him. He's going to be around 1.5 million, perhaps. He is going to be excellent every single year. 100% get this guy. Now, as for an attacking CDM, I can't really think of anyone other than KDB. However, a good cheap alternative is going to be Frankie Dion. He is going to be excellent, and I would strongly recommend him as an attacking CDM. Let's just see what his stats look like. Yeah, so he's got a 3-star weak foot again this year. It doesn't matter. He does have very good AI. He has good AI. He has good stamina, good passing, good dribbling. He is going to be excellent going up and down. He's going to be very good for box to box, and yes, as you can see, he has decent tackling. So put a shadow on him. He's going to be perfect. As for a right back, let's see what options we have. Do we have any options? Let's just go by pace. Alright, so we already know that Semedo's left. So an option could be either Carvajal or Kappa. I would go Kappa. And perhaps do that. Yeah. And obviously you're going to have to replace Upamecano. He's not going to be meta for too long, maybe a month tops. And I think the very obvious option here is going to be Varane. I know some people want to go for VVD eventually, and yes, he is going to be good, but that's going to go into a Premier League side, and other than Kante and a few others, I can't think of many good options Premier League side as of yet. We'll have to see how they perform, but trust me, everyone and their dog are going to be rocking this back three: Areola, Varane and Longley, and they're probably going to change this guy to Stegen. Not probably. everyone's going to be using Stegen. Considering he's going to have the saves with feet rate, and he's overpowered. He was overpowered this year. There's going to be a lot of hype around him again. That's how it usually goes. So yes, people will upgrade to Stegen. I don't have to tell you who the left back is going to be. It's anyone's guess, right? Obviously Mendy. And yes, he's going to be around 30k again, or even more. Maybe 50k. You never know how much these cards rise. Because he is excellent. He is absolutely excellent. If you haven't used him this year, because you started out very late, you missed out. So he's got a 5-star weak foot. He is very meta. He is very fast. He has excellent stamina. A very good card to upgrade to eventually. Now, a card that you should be getting eventually is obvious. Again, very obvious. You already know. It's Mr. Coverboy, Mbappe. You're obviously going to have to change up this formation to work around it. Let's see if we can change it up. Why not? Perhaps a 4-5-1. Yeah. Let me just push this up. Try to get. Yeah. So this is what it's going to look like. Trust me, this is the most ideal kind of formation you're going to use. I'm not going to put a manager just to show you 7 chem here. You know, if you put a French manager, you're going to get 7 chem. That's pretty obvious. This is going to be one of the most ideal setups for the end of December, the end of New Year's. If you can get something like this, it's full meta, it's very ideal, and it's probably going to line up something like what I'm about to show you. I'm going to show you 4-2-3-1 again because it is the most obvious 4-back formation people are going to be using. It's going to look like this. Neymar Cam, he's going to be the most meta cam in the game till the end of March at the very minimum. Don't let anyone tell you different. I know people are going to come up with the random things. They use some icon like Haji, Baby Haji or something like that and say he's better than Neymar. No. Neymar's going to have those ridiculous kind of animations. He's just going to be unstoppable. Mbappe, I know some people are going to tell me, oh, you're wasting him on the wing. It's up to you. If you want to put him here and replace Yeda with someone else, please go ahead. But this is what I would use, and I assume Ben Yedder is going to get a bunch of Player of the Month or informs again. So that could be another option. Blanc is going to be evergreen as usual. The defense, the only thing that can upgrade this defense is something like a Baby Rio or a Maldini, something like that. De Jong perhaps some informs or something like that. Blanc, like I said, it is what it is. He's blank. You don't need to talk about that. As for the right back, I can't really think of too many good right backs. Maybe Lala will get a bunch of informs or special cards. So Lala would slot in here pretty well. Or maybe Carvajal. We don't know what's going to happen. But either way, there will most probably be a few better right back options by the end of December. That's New Year's. Dembele is going to be probably the most used right cam, right wing on the game. Just because he's got 5-star, 5-star. And basically this entire bottom part is going to have 5-star skill moves. So they're going to have a ridiculous amount of movement. Either way, this is for the most meta 4 at the back wide formations. 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2 and 4-2-2. Or something like a 4-4-1-1 if you want to go that way. I will get out some other videos for the 4-1-2-1-2 users. I know you're worried about that. So 4-1-2-1-2, 4-3-1-2 and 4-3-2-1. I will get out some formations for those types of squads where you have 3 midfielders. And yeah, we will have a look at that. I don't know how viable that's going to be this year. Some people play with it regardless of whether it's viable or not because they're just so used to it. Some people do very well with it. Some people do okay with it, but they don't change because they don't want to try something new. They're not comfortable with trying something new, but technically they probably would do better if they switched up the formation. Either way, I don't know how it's going to be this year. I will get out some formations and squads for narrow formations regardless. If you have any questions about all these players, the alternatives I've used, if you want some cheaper alternatives in certain areas, or if you want to know how to work yourself up to getting enough coins to afford the first squad I showed you, which was around 300k, drop a comment below. Please drop a like, because that's going to really help us out, and will let us know if you want any future videos on this topic. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.